Hi guys, and welcome back to the Old Retired Guys Shop. So today I'm working on getting these tanks and getting the valves off so that I can cut them. I need to cut these tanks into 2-inch strips for a project I'm doing. And I've taken these tanks apart many different ways, so there's no right way, no wrong way, unless you consider the right way the safe way. So I've done these before where I've cut this off so that I could get a wrench on there, but then I'm using a cutting wheel and I'm not crazy about that idea. And then I built a tool that would go on top that I could turn it. Unfortunately, I don't know what I did with my tool, so I'm moving forward. So the first thing you do, this has already been out, so I'm just going to show you how I do it. Obviously you open the valve and you're going to have some gas escape or some pressure. And I start with a brass hammer and I tap this valve this way as far as I can, and you'll get to a point where you can't tap it anymore because your hammer won't fit. And at that point I take a wooden dowel and I put it on here, and you could continue to tap it around by going inside of here, tapping it around, and you get to a point where it's just hanging on by a thread, but you can tell there's a lot of pressure there. At that point, I would take the tank, put it on an angle like this. You could do it another way if you wanted to be safer, by standing way back with a broom handle or something. I've done that before. But basically you take this off and a lot of pressure will come out of here and it'll kind of blow out with a lot of pressure. But I mean, not dangerously, unless you're not smart about it. And then you remove the valve. And the valve will look something like this. Discard. I take my garden hose and I fill the tank up with water. So we'll pretend I filled the tank up with water. So in this case I left it overnight filled with water. It makes me feel better. My next step is that I turn it on its side. The water won't come out too good. I drill a 1/8 inch hole, a 1/4 inch hole, and then I drill the larger hole, because what I'm going to do is put a dowel right through this entire tank so that I can spin it while I cut it. And I'll show you how I do that in a moment. So as you can see, I have a hole drilled in this end, and I have a piece of rebar going through the 2 sawhorses that allows the barrel to spin, the tank to spin. And I'll begin to cut the strips, 2-inch strips that I need out of this, and I'm going to need 6. And in the end, you'll see what I'm going to be building. So I'm going to do it with a cut-off wheel. I'm working on it, Cliff. 5-gallon bucket, brother. So I was able to cut the center out of the propane tank and use it for this project. In this project, the man wanted the rack to the right that held propane tanks in a service van replicated to hold 5-gallon buckets, like spackling buckets or the buckets you would get from Home Depot. So I was able to modify the design, so to speak, and build the rack to the left. The rack to the right is a factory build. So the rack to the left I created using the propane tank centers to make perfectly round rings. And these propane tanks can be made to use so many things. I make tanks for air. I call them pigs. You go out and you blow up a tire if you need to. and many other things. I'm going to include some pictures of some other things I have built. Anyway, just a ditty about messing with propane tanks, I guess. And appreciate everybody tuning into the Old Retire Guys shop. Till next time.